Hello, everyone. Hey,
What's going on, brother?
Mr. Joe.
Hey, how's it going, Otto?
Good. How about you guys?
Going good.
it's great to see you.
You too.
We
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do this stream. Everything in Hex is so exciting. Hexologist is the man. I am so excited to see his stream later. I'm so happy that he hooked us up. Thank you so much, Hexo.
Thank you, Hexo. Appreciate it, brother.
And yeah, so we're gonna get things situated so that we'll be able to give you guys the greatest stream ever tonight for Hex Therapy Live. Thank you so much for joining, and I'm really excited for what we have to present tonight. I'm just getting everything set up because I didn't realize that we'd be going on so fast.
We're waiting until
I got my
7:30.
co-host here. Welcome, everybody.
That's right. Welcome, everybody.
Hex
It's good.
Therapy Live.
Bit Finesse
And-
is in the house. Sorry, Maddie. Go
Hey,
ahead.
how's it going, Biffness? Let's go ahead and we're gonna play our intro, and then we'll be able to get started. So
Perfect.
here we go.
I'm clicking the stake. There it goes. Start stake. Boom. I'm all in. I'm in, folks. I'm in.
All
And we're
right.
back.
Welcome, everybody. We got a
Welcome.
great pump that we just celebrated. That was incredible. Reached 2
Yeah, we
cents. What do you think of that, Nardo?
Oh man, that was wild. I probably had 8 or so missed phone calls.
All at the same time?
All at the same time. I put the phone on mute, so I figure I'd give my best shot here for the stream.
Now, for everybody tuning in, we want to highlight that the HEX conference is coming up, and other than everything else that's happening in HEX, this is going to be the biggest event that has ever happened when there wasn't Genesis HEX being created that people are able to sell. How do we have 211 viewers right now? This is amazing. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It looks like we have our 4th person coming in. How's it going, Johnny?
Oh, it's going good. I love that last pump. Did you see that? We touched number 5. Top
Amazing.
5.
That was incredible.
Almost like, predictable.
Right.
And then that damn 631 had to go and sell on us. And I think he's out. Someone's got
I
to
feel
check
bad
that
for him. Yeah, like left the party too soon and gonna miss the best part,
I was
Yeah,
just
it
trying to
is.
do some chain analysis myself to see who that was right before we got on.
Yeah.
So,
It's 631. It's the good old 631. The
Okay.
guy that was selling $1 million and then he was selling 10 million. The guy that's pretty much suppressed the price all this time. I think he's out.
He's
That would
gone.
be nice.
They had screenshots on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Good to hear. That's the best news I've heard all night.
Is it up? Is he out?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's got 0. Yeah, it's a win everywhere across the board. And it was it was really neat because it was like a newer Hexagon that I had followed that showed it. I mean, he's watching it just like as close as anybody else.
And that is what is awesome is the transparency. And you can connect addresses to other addresses once you have an initial address, and you can kind of find out who these people are,
Yeah, everything.
Silver, the antidote's coming for you, and everybody else in Hex too. How embarrassing, for the people who sold Bitcoin at 50 cents, right? People who sold Bitcoin at under a penny, right? And Richard always says, don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains, right? And which is the exact same thing as selling Hex right now. Why would you sell when there's so much of a future, and this is something that pays trustless interest? It's amazing.
I don't know, man. If you don't think you're going to live more than 100 days and you don't seem to be getting the response from the crowd that you want, maybe you just want to move right along.
Yeah. Well, keep moving for those folks. We're longer thinking than that. And so I really appreciate you guys being here. And Nardo, we're really excited to hear your testimony previewed tonight ahead of the conference. And really lucky to have Johnny Chaos on the show for the first time and to have so many viewers this New Year's Eve. And here on Hex Therapy, we love to talk about things that make your strong hands even stronger. And so we'll continue to do that tonight and into the future. And one of the things that is really going to make your hands strong tonight is by understanding and getting excited about the conference. Because this is going to be a chance for you to hear from all of the best minds in Hex, hear from the founder, the influencers, the community. It's going to be an amazing chance to see all there is to see in Hex. And it's coming up next week, Wednesday through Saturday. And so
what time does it start, Maddie?
So let's share the screen here. And as you can see, it depends what time zone you're in. 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 Central, and 8 on the East Coast. If you're international, it's going to be +1 day at 1 a.m. Or for those of you who think in Hex time, it'll be starting at 1 hour after the rollover. Is that right?
Yep. Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah.
We are keeping an eye on all the chats, guys. So we got a window with DLive open. I'm in the DLive chat. Maddie's got a feed that he can communicate with everybody in Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope, I believe. Right, Maddie?
That's right. Yeah. Thanks everybody for all the comments and tips and for participating. You guys rock, and you're the reason that Hex is so special. And so, yeah, what do you guys want to talk about now? What would be most helpful for the audience?
It's kind of hard to not celebrate that pump still for a minute. I don't know. That was the most exciting time I've had in a very long time. I've been taking out my staker app all day. Broke, like Motley said, added another 0 onto the account today, and then just watched that keep climbing and double from there, actually. So that was quite a time. I'm down visiting my parents in Florida. I got my dad onboarded a couple months ago. My mom is getting onboarded today. So quite an exciting day for my parents, to see that. My mom thought it was really hard to believe to see my staker app go up the way that it has today. It's just incredible,
I'm excited that the sell pressure just left the building.
Absolutely.
The pump doesn't matter. The pump and the retrace, it doesn't matter. The sell pressure, that's been looming over top of us. There have been whales that have been watching that sale pressure. There have been whales just waiting for that price to go back down now, and they have been waiting for 631 to leave. And I think that they know that it's clear now. I think we're going to see a much bigger pump than what we're looking at now. That's not going to make this look like anything. So that's what I'm excited about. When it happened, that was great. But the best part of that was 631 leaving the building, because that's going to free up a lot.
Yeah, I agree. That was big. Yeah.
I mean, I listen to what Richard says, and last night he comes on and he says he's feeling super bullish about HEX, right? And so maybe you remember, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago, Richard said, oh, hey, this level that we're at right now, what was it, 0.0032. He was like, maybe a whale's been buying in at that price, because it seems like it can't go below that price lately. And so I'm pretty much all in HEX, but I put a little bit more in there, and
Richard told us a whole big story. There's way more in there, Maddie. There was a whole big story there. That there are little bits and pieces, and if you're following along, he's telling you a whole big story. Like, for instance, I don't even point it out, but let's just say when Richard's bullish, you should be bullish, because there are things, and it's not a matter. It's not even, when we say stuff like that, people think, oh, well, Richard's doing it. No, there are things that are in motion that he's more aware of than other people are aware.
Yes, exactly.
No doubt, yeah.
And he doesn't always, he's kind of in a position where he can't share that information, right? But he's aware of it. So it's not him pushing the buttons, but he's aware of positioning, right? And since HEX is the most transparent cryptocurrency that is, with all the extra dynamics that we have, and all the extra filters that we have to narrow things down and see things, it's very clear to Richard what's going on in the market. He has a total advantage of knowing to a certain extent what's going on, but he can't tell you directly,
Yep.
I heard him say, I think, was it 78 cents yesterday? He opened up the stream with the little slip, the little, like he was doing last time with 50 cents.
What was it? 98 cents. He keeps saying the HEX is $1. He keeps wanting to say HEX. It's at $0.50. I mean, half a penny, $0.50, what's it? And here's the funny thing, though, guys. It doesn't matter at this point, right? We're talking about pennies here, right?
Yes.
XR was what? It went up to $3.20. What's it do?
Nothing.
What's it do? It went up to $3.20. We're talking about pennies. We're going to get upset over being down to half a. It doesn't matter whether you buy now, and fight over fractions of a penny. That's not going to matter. None of that's going to matter in the future.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're still in penny range. I just,
Yeah, a lot of my friends just keep their nose to the grindstone, keep dollar cost averaging in, and this is how you win over time. Like, don't even look back, project out a year of just buying what you can, and then see where you're at later. Because this is organic as it gets.
What do we say?
Wow, look at that T-share price.
Yeah, I saw it at $215 at one point today, recently.
That is an interesting piece that people are not quite grasping to. The price of HEX can be down, but the T-share price can be more expensive than it's ever been. We have like tripled the T-share price in the past month.
Yeah.
Tripled. Okay. So the HEX price technically is tripled because for someone to come in and get into the pool and now compete in the pool, they have to pay 3 times as much to get a full T-share as everybody else who was staked prior. And so the price doesn't really matter as much as the T-share price does, right? So if you have to buy your HEX and buy your T-share, you're not getting the same deal, not at all, right? So the longer you wait, you may get a better HEX price if you wait longer, but you aren't getting a better T-share price. That can go exponential. So your share of that pool is getting smaller and smaller every month.
Yeah.
If you're waiting to buy.
And just to put it into perspective, my dad made an initial investment of $2,000 plus $2,000 at a later date, averaging in at about 0.5 cent between those 2 buys. He gets, I think he has 7 stakes out. His first one comes out a year from now. The last one comes out a year after that. So he has 7 stakes within a 2-year increment, coming out every couple months. And he gets 400 HEX every night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? When the day clicks over, the UTC time, he gets 400 HEX. And so, at 1 penny, 2 pennies, doesn't sound like much. But as we get to the dollar mark, as it moves beyond that, that's potentially at the dollar mark, that's $400 every single day that he's been getting on an initial $4,000 investment. What's that?
That's increasing. Even if the price doesn't move, that's also increasing. If you look back at the beginning, we were getting 1 HEX, less than a HEX per T-share. Now we're getting 6 as a baseline, right? That is also progressive. Now, more staking can lower that number, and more emergency on staking can spike that number. There was a day where there's big emergency on stake, we got 12. So that number spiked, right? But that's a temporary spike. Emergency on stakes are a temporary spike. But the baseline, if you look at the baseline and the payout per T-share per day, you see that baseline is just cruising right along, right? And then if more stakes come in, then it drops it a little, but it's still cruising. So what when it's 10 HEX per day, 50 HEX per T-share per day, 100 HEX per T-share per day? You want your HEX right now. Not tomorrow, you want it now.
And you want it staked. You want it staked to get that.
Staked for a long time because you want to lock that in because you want to be that guy that's getting that daily payout. That daily payout is everything. It's not this little up and down price or a couple fractions of a cent. It's none of this shit. It's just simply that. It's just simply that payout per day. That is what your little factories are making for you. And you don't have to sell them. You can restake them. You wait till that price goes up to a point where you are willing to part with it. Just because you're making it, don't mean to have to sell it.
That's right.
Limited time offer.
Limited time
at the end of the day. I'm very impressed with Steph and Firebun. They're here commenting, and they're taking care of server issues. I mean, they're making sure that David Feeder can check his app every 3 seconds because even though he's staked for years and years and years, they want to make sure he can check it. So I'm kind of joking about that part, but these guys are doing an awesome job. I mean, hats off to them.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Thank you so much for what you built. I absolutely love showing. I had my brother over for the holidays today for Christmas and New Year's, to celebrate. I haven't seen him for a while. I was telling him about HEX, and the Staker app makes it extremely easy for somebody to visualize who doesn't know about the product yet. And, it's incredible. Like, you're saying refresh every 30 seconds. Imagine what we were doing to the network over the past couple hours between all of us, with watching the price go up, resetting the Staker app. It was incredible, guys. Thank you.
Oh, that chart looked beautiful on the Staker app, didn't it? You're just going,
the vertical line up.
Going up like, holy crap, I'm going to need more screen to bring that down.
Did you see Abit's meme where it was like the phone and it was like super, super long to show the...
Right. When you actually try to understand HEX, that's what it's an ERC20 token. But when you try to understand it... you got to be reading for a while. If you really want to know how the engine works, you need to be reading, because this is unlike it's been designed in the crypto space, and it's phenomenal. So,
well, and that's why I'm so thankful to everybody who's going to be speaking at the conference, because that's going to be an awesome chance for everybody to understand HEX at higher and higher levels, along with inviting people who aren't in HEX to watch different segments of the conference. We have so many awesome characters, so many great minds who are going to be presenting, and the topics. If you've seen the panels, it's really a good mix-up between people who are related, let's say on staking, or they're related on game theory or community, but they're not all going to be saying the same thing. There's a panel on price. We've got somebody who says, maybe that the price is going to go up a lot, and somebody who says that the price is going to go up super a lot, right? And so we've tried to balance it out. I think Yashdeep is going to be our person who's less bullish out of all the other bulls, but it's really going to help everybody to understand why everybody in the HEX community is so bullish, because we know that the product is finished and it's great. And this is something that the world needs, is a way to save and be rewarded for saving longer instead of punished for saving, like negative interest rates would do, right?
Right.
Maddie, I got a question just from the chat. How are we able to watch the conference? If somebody has, this is their first time hearing, how do they watch the conference from day one? How does the night end? How do they watch that? I heard you on today with Crypty Girl talking about the social. Take us through that, please.
Yes, and you'll be able to see the conference on all of the channels I've got set up here. Maddie Allen, spelled all in, on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and DLive. And it looks like we got Ski Cat in the house.
No way. Wow. Welcome, Ski Cat.
That guy's
Thank
awesome.
you so much, Ski Cat. Wow.
Wow, with
This
the
is
ninja
like
too. I just saw that, Maddie. Thank you.
All these people already here in the chat and tuning in to find out. So the conference is going to have lots of different URLs that'll all lead you to the same place. And I know the hex.com Twitter tweeted out probably the best URL to tell people for the brochure, to tell you what the schedule is for the conference, is going to be hexchange.io. And you can go there now. It links to a Medium blog that I've created. And you're actually able to save each of the pictures that shows the schedule. You could save that to your phone. You could repost it. You could text it to your mom, text it to your dad, your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your mailman or woman, right? Everybody in your life that you care about, right? That you want to tell about HEX, share the schedule with them. There's a version of it that has all the events. There's a version that goes day by day, and there's a version that goes by topic. So all the talks are featured in one picture, all the panels are featured, and so on and so forth. So,
Maddie, what about just coming to the channel that everybody's viewing right now? Is that would work as well, right? So if you're here watching now,
yes, and if you subscribe now and turn on notifications, then you'll be all set.
Thank you guys.
And
so you got a lot of format in this. I mean, people don't know, but Maddie has literally written out a whole entire program for this, and he's created time slot. He's doing this thing in such an organized way, which is how it should be done. But nonetheless, I'm just give him credit for all the effort he's put into organizing this thing. I think it's going to be great. He's done all the flyers, all the pictures, everything put together. I mean, that's a lot of work. I don't think people realize how much work that is. Some of us, all we got to do is we come on and we hit a link and we come on and visit. Maddie's doing all this work. That's a lot of work, man.
When I call him at 3 a.m, he's up working on the conference. When I call him at 8 o'clock in the morning, he's up working on the conference. So he's you're right, Johnny. It's been incredible to watch Maddie develop this from an idea. I think I'm going to make this happen, and then now it's happening next week. 6 days from now, it's very inspirational to me. It's Maddie, you've done an incredible job, like Johnny said, for sure.
Well, I've been inspired by the other people in HEX who, you know, are going to be involved in the conference and who have been streaming longer. Joe Hexotic and I were like best friends in real life now. We met on Discord Syndicate in the chat. And so that's another testimony just to how inspired we were to show our faces. That, you know, that was something that was scary at first. And to all the people out there who, you know, can learn from us, just like we learned from Discourse and continue to learn as people have been invited to be cutthroats now. We're just feeling so blessed by the community and by being allowed to participate and to vibe so well with everybody and to see how everybody's contributions are able to combine is just, I mean, it's really hard to describe.
It's incredible. I mean, we just want to, like Maddie said, thank everybody. You know, Nardo, Johnny, you guys for coming on tonight. Johnny just, you know, we tagged Johnny in a tweet tonight, and Johnny just decided to come on because of that invitation.
I got ambushed. You ambushed me.
But,
I got a wife over there that's kind of going, oh, you're going to spend New Year's with your friends? Go ahead. Have fun with that, which means I'm in trouble, mister. So that's why I got the others. That's it, tops.
Thank you guys, both of you. And, you know, like Maddie said, RG inviting us to be cutthroats, you know, it's a really, truly an honor, a dream come true. We absolutely live and eat and breathe this community, and there's no higher honor. You know, Ski Cat in the house, dropping ninjets, XO, you know, feeding us the raid tonight. I mean, this is such an incredible, welcoming community, and I'm just so happy to give back my time and to work with you guys. And it's incredible to be on with you, Nardo and Johnny. This is, you know, my first time really talking to both of you guys online. So, you know, streaming, and I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. So thank you both for being here.
And anybody who's presenting in the conference, I am at your service. I have taken the days off up until the conference, except there's gonna be 2 hours on Monday and 2 hours on Tuesday, where I'll be working in my clinic to see basically all my patients who won't be able to meet with me individually. I'm gonna do a group session for them. And but other than that, everybody, I'm at your service. If you have any questions about the conference, we're gonna do an off-air dry run coming up here on Saturday afternoon. And so you should all have messages about that. And because what we want to do is provide the absolute best program possible for everyone in the community. And I think I speak for everybody when I say we're really blessed by the community and by all of you watching and all of you commenting and participating. And so thank you all. And we're going to do our best, and I think really have something impressive to show off. So that's why we're asking you to go ahead and invite people in your personal life, people who aren't in HEX, people who are in HEX, and to get the word out about the conference.
Yeah, it's a good time to sit down with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, wife, you know, people that don't get a chance to live the community like we do. You know, it's gonna be a social aspect, and we're gonna have opportunities to learn from the ground up, and it's gonna go, you know, very high level as well. So you really can't go wrong just tuning in with whoever you're with. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you, Maddie, for making this happen, brother.
Absolutely.
Nardo, we don't hear from you much, so let's hear from the Nardo.
Yeah.
Hey, well, good to be on Team Win. I was going to say, do we got a direction on which way we want to go tonight?
Yeah, well, we just wanted to hear a little bit about your backstory. You know, if anybody hasn't seen your stream with Bran or seen your YouTube channel, you know, you're very active in our community on Twitter, with myself included. You know, and we keep in touch through social media. So I followed your story from the time knew who anybody was here in HEX, and it's nice if you know, you could just let everybody know a little bit about who you are and, you know, what your take on HEX is, and we'll go from there.
Good deal.
What's
up with the raccoon, right?
Oh, the raccoon is my stepbrother's wife's. So I go over there all the time. You know, I live like an hour away from town, so they're right there in the middle, and it's just a nice thing. But yeah, the raccoon's been there for years, man. Awesome little pet. They even have like an Alaskan Malamute and like other big animals there too. It's just a good thing. But yeah, I got in crypto a long time ago, probably late 2016, early 17, when like Coinbase came out. Messed around with Bitcoin back when it was about $800, and you know, wish I could have had a lockup feature then. You know, especially when I bought Ethereum for $3. You know, how lucky was I? But I guess I've always been like a commission-based employee. I do auto body collision work for my trade, but then I've picked up other things. I guess since I quit drinking alcohol years ago, put down the video games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like the other day, I learned how to roof while I was at my buddy's rehab, the house he was doing. The roofer didn't show up, so I stepped in because I myself need a roof. And I just thought, well, this is the perfect on-job experience. You know, let's go. And turned out I was pretty good at it. And I guess I don't really have a fear of heights, but it was just great things. I put myself in position every day to learn something. And yeah, I guess kind of here I am. It's been an awesome ride with HEX. You know, last year I had an awesome opportunity. Well, I guess I followed, you know, Richard Hart for almost 4 years. So watching the Bitcoin HEX and all this stuff go through time, I think I moved to Florida twice. I think I moved to Indiana once. I've had so many different experiences. Was able to buy my house, and it was about 3 months till HEX came out. And I had just a little bit of money, and I was like, okay, this is it. It's going down. I found an IT guy because I wasn't comfortable with the free claim of Bitcoin. Never used Electroneum wallet. I've never done nothing like that. So I fixed this guy's car for free. He remote accessed my computer, hooks me all up. We made a pact on my free claim that we did for 5 years. Me and him are going to split that. And then that 10%, which it turns out it was like a penny, I put it out for 10 years, and it's like $6 now.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and this was like the IT guy didn't understand it. He's like, Nardo, you're going to need so much, you know, this little free claim, it's not going to be nothing. I was like, man, you just got to believe, you know, you don't know what happens over periods of time and different wealth cycles and where you really could be in 5 years. And I took what little money I had and kept picking up side jobs and just kept buying every day or once a week, anything that I could do, you know, cut out Applebee's or Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
And that 30, 50 bucks went right in, and I just staked it accordingly. You know, the number one goal was to get 1 T-share. So I did that and I did that. Next thing I know, I think I have like 150 some stakes. I just have options throughout the whole period of time. And yeah, I couldn't feel better at the moment. In my trade, we have slowdowns. So I got to be prepared when school starts that there's going to be no cars to fix. You know, I'm going to drop probably 130, 100 hours a week, probably down to 20. So, you know, I had to learn to be my bank a long time ago. And I couldn't ask for a better bank being made through HEX. And then also all these experiences I had until it was created. It was just amazing, right?
And what do you think of, you know, the
Say,
HEX
I
community?
always like the little video clips that you did where
Yeah.
you were dressing the FUD and you got
Right.
people like you know, you'd say, well, this person said this, is like, and I don't care. You know, it just really just kind of like sucks this gusto out of you know, this commentary, and I always got a kick out of those little short clips you do.
Yeah.
You're having fun up on the roof today. And when I saw that video as well, you just, you know, even going up roof and you're making it look like a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun now because I don't have, I guess, all those hiccups in the future that I thought I was going to have, you know, and then all these relationships I've made throughout my career of being able to go to work kind of anywhere. And then it's, you know, I don't know, it's hard to tell. But like I guess my biggest problem was when all this was created, I was never that social media individual. You know, I think I only got Facebook maybe 3 years ago, and you know, I'm almost 40, so I should have been one of those kids that had it a long time, but I just never did any of this. And then I think it was like maybe December 20th of last year, I saw a hexologist on YouTube, followed him for about a week. Next thing I know, I got a Twitter account. I really don't know what to post, you know, because I have a video game addiction and I had a vision. So I can relate to charts well, but I just know it's not good for me. So I just kind of just do my own thing. I'll share different experiences that I'm doing throughout the day. You know, I'm a normal dude. And I thought that was probably about the best thing I could share.
Well, that works really because, you know, we spend a lot of time posting about Hex, and then that's why people think we're bots, because it's the most interesting thing going on in our lives right now. We want to just follow this, and we're Hex, 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 Hex all day. For a person to say, yeah, I'm in Hex, but you know, this is my normal life. You know, that is actually more sincere than, you know, anything else really, because, you know, for all they know, we could be bots. I mean, now everybody's starting to see that we're faces. We're starting to get the recognition that, you know, hey, these guys are not dumb, you know. It's like they seem to be knowing things that we don't. Maybe we should listen, you know. It's starting to get that sort of catch. But initially, people don't relate to us as being real individuals with real lives and real things going on in the world. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, just share who you are, and people like you, people respect you, you know, see that you're a hardworking dude, you know, and say, hey, you know, this is a real guy. This is, you know, someone I can relate to. People relate to different things. So it's good that we have such a diverse community.
Yeah, that was even like my experience today. We had 2 new guys working at the site. I saw them do good things when nobody was around. By the time lunchtime came around, I gave them 2,500 hex apiece. They had never even knew anything about their smartphones other than Facebook. You know, and I just exploded their minds with, dude, this is crazy. And by the time we even left work today, they had already made like $6. So it really rocked the world of how they can do this. And I kept saying, if you can just do a little bit of what got me to where I'm at, man, take 20 or 30 bucks a check. Don't care about the gas fees. Get in early. You know, I wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning every day. Seems to be the ideal time for me in gas fees. You know, I don't have $10 and $12 problems. Mine are usually $2 problems. And that's fine. I mean, you got $30 worth of hex. You can stake it out for the 10 years or 8 years, fill in your gaps. You know, time is always going to continue going. So let's see what your $30 does in 5-10 years.
And Nardo, I just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of yours and Johnny Chaos as well. You know, you guys are killing it, and the community loves you. You guys, you make spontaneous videos. You make videos that people can relate to. They're entertaining. They're interesting. They're exciting. You know, you're both adventurous spirits and really smart guys. And I just can't praise you enough. And thank you for making the content that you do. It's special.
Well, thank you for hosting.
Yeah, it's great to see. I can't compare either one of you guys to anybody else in the community. You know, that's our community is filled up with characters. You know, and each one of the people that brings me, you know, fun every day is just coming from a different angle, and that's what's great about everybody being themselves. You know, and it's just really cool. Like, you know, if anybody else is out there that wants to, you know, get into this community and start doing what everybody you see on screen is doing right now, that, you know, just be yourself, and whatever you can bring to the table, that's what's going to be successful. You know, that's how the community is going to accept you, and you'll fit in. We are a huge family. It's growing, you know, and it's a positive place to be. We just have a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna make some instructions for how people can be involved in the social that's going to happen for the conference, because that's going to be a really exciting chance for every Hexican who has a channel to fire it up all at the same time, drop your links, and then we'll be able to get anybody who wants to be on screen, you know, we'll and anybody who wants to hop around from different rooms, and it'll be a free-for-all for everybody to have a chance to socialize and to create a channel. I mean, I invite people to divide into subgroups and network and do all the things that we would want to do if we were at a physical conference, you know, in this type of situation. And so we're really excited to have the maximum amount of participation possible. And now I also wanted to throw out an advertisement for SkiCat. Can somebody say how this is going to work tonight? Because I think there's going to be some sort of massive giveaway that'll happen.
What is it? 1 million hex, Matty? 2 million hex?
I think 3 was the last update I heard.
3
million hex.
Yeah.
A whole lot of money. And
wow.
Of course, I'm on the stream. I got to go to the box. Why you guys got to do that to me? I'm always on the stream. No, I don't have time to play the games tonight anyway. I am going to disappear when my time is up.
Yes, I don't think we know the details yet, right? Other than we know it's going to be on RG3 stream tonight.
Yes.
So Discourse_Syndicate, and it's on D Live, Twitch, Periscope even. So if you join it, it's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, and it's going to be Hexo and RG3 going for 4 hours. SkiCat's in the house donating $3 million. Don't know the rules yet, but Richard Hart had a tweet, asking if anybody's got any ideas to how we could do this contest. So if you guys have an idea right now, go to Richard Hart, follow him on Twitter, send a message to that tweet, and maybe your idea will be the way that SkiCat's going to be divvying up the $3 million tonight.
I think SkiCat and the God Whale are one and the same. I still don't know who SkiCat is, but I believe SkiCat and the God Whale are one and the same. So
we thought the same thing, Johnny.
Yeah, since I saw SkiCat start with the donation frenzy, months and months ago, I knew that there was going to be something really big with that individual, and the difference sometimes that SkiCat makes on a Tuesday or Thursday when nothing's going on, and you just see somebody get this tip. I've never received anything. Just me watching, all of a sudden now I'm laughing and smiling in the room. SkiCat,
Yeah.
It's just been a really neat experience.
It's a bizarre experience. That just doesn't happen in crypto. A random guy gives you money. It does not happen in crypto, okay? Generally, random guy is trying to figure out a way to take your money. That's what happens in crypto, right? So this has been a bizarre experience, and and I've seen it through the times, that he does. He shows up and he's donated to this and donated to that. He's given out over 9 million hacks. Don't even try to calculate that out right now. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's $100,000 or more. Just I say don't calculate it out, and there the trigger went. But yeah, so. That's just who gives out $100,000?
SkiCat.
Crazy.
I'm giving away 200,000 coins, but yeah, I mean at the moment it's not $100,000.
Right. So now I thought
yeah.
about this. I thought about this, and this is fun. When Staker app does come out, and by the way, guys, you have until my next convention because I need it then, so that I can go see my vendor friends and have them download the app so I can give them all Hex so they can take it home and show all of their people all over the freaking world. That'd be great. Before
the deadline has been set.
Team win.
Do what?
Team win.
Team win. So that's the thing, HEX is like the first cryptocurrency that you do want to share with your relatives. You don't want to have that awkward conversation about something that just goes up and goes down and you wait, right? You want something to talk about, like something that earns interest for people to put savings for their future. It has a much better market fit, especially, a lot of people have trouble saving money, plain and simple. Saving is not a normal behavior for most people. It's the debt system, right? People don't think about savings, right? Yeah. When you start talking about it being more like a 401k, or you talk about it being more like an IRA, or you talk about it being a savings account, these things, when you say you don't have one of these, but this is an excellent supplement, and it gives you so much more interest because you're not earning any money on your money in the bank. But people will check their HEX every 5 minutes, but yet you don't look up your bank account every 5 minutes, do you? You don't need to do that.
I don't.
It's that game theory, man. The game theory is so addicting that it just gets a hold of your brain, And we're gonna laugh. We're gonna laugh. This is history right now. We are so going to laugh about pennies for HEX. This is gonna be like the most ridiculous thing. We were excited that it went up to 2 cents. We'll be like, oh God, can we delete that? Can we do something about that?
How embarrassing, yeah.
Which that's a 10x in the past 45 days, right?
Yeah.
So it dipped after big payday, went down to 0.2 of a penny.
Wow.
It reached 2 pennies today. So HEX has the capability, if you were to time the market right, you could have bought it right to 10x in 45 days. So it's incredible. And then, like Johnny's saying, it's not about the pennies, because if you just look at the growth that it's experienced through this product in the first year, it used to be a 263x, right, from low to high, but now we went up to about a 360x from my quick math, in 1 year. So that's
369 probably.
Yeah,
that would be something. I wouldn't be surprised. That's for sure. So, you put in a dollar, every dollar you put in is worth $369. And what Bitcoin has done has gone up 2.7 million times, right? From the last time I heard, it's probably more than that by now. So with HEX just being at 263 to 369 roughly X, what's 2.7 million minus 369? It's a lot, right? So the potential is absolutely outstanding in what this product can do. And I'm not just saying this because I want to sell you on it. This isn't a pyramid or a Ponzi. My brother asked me that today. He doesn't know anything about it. Is this is this a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme? No, it's not. It works just like when you buy a Tesla stock. Well, doesn't it work because you guys get more money when new people come in and spend more money? Well, yes, because that's how the stock market works, right?
That's how the price goes up. But really, when they stake, they're taken away from our pool. So in actuality, we are sharing our pool with them. Yeah. We're not getting paid because they buy in. If no new buyer ever comes into HEX, ever, the code still works. So in a Ponzi, it's strictly dependent on new buyers coming in, or new people coming in, and that money goes directly to the old users. There is no direct transfer from new to old in HEX. It is simply that the contract prints HEX and distributes it to the people that are already holding HEX. It has nothing to do with if there was not a new buyer ever, we would still get paid in HEX. It might not be worth anything, but we would still get that HEX. So it has no effect on that. It only has effect on the market value. Buys and sells only have effect on the market value. It has no effect on the contract or what the contract does. So absolutely not a Ponzi.
Yeah. And so there's nobody that's too late. My mother today, she's just put her money into Coinbase. Coinbase is going to hold their money. She doesn't own any HEX yet for 8 days. I told her my suggestion is just hold it. Don't buy a coin yet. It might go up, it might go down, but just keep it there as USD. On the day when you're ready to take it out, buy some ETH, transform it into some HEX, and we'll go from there. And that was this morning. Then, the price went up 100%. So, and my mother's first day of watching this, it could be intimidating. Is this even real? It's real. It's all on the
That was
blockchain.
like my brother getting his free uni tokens. He only put $200 into HEX and he got $1,500 back out. He's like, "Is this real? Can I spend this right now?" I'm like, "Yes, you can." And I showed him how to do it. He cashed half out, and then he goes, maybe I should hold on to the rest of this.
Bingo.
But the pyramid scheme, Joe, that was the other thing, right? When they like to throw that pyramid scheme out there, I love that one. Where's the levels? Pyramids have levels, don't they? Can you point me to a level? Well, there's a referral program. No, there's not. There was a referral program. Well, don't you make more money off of somebody else? No. Your money has nothing to do with anybody else's money. Everybody in HEX is a complete separate entity. They're running their own code modularly. It has no impact on anybody else. The only impact that the individuals have is how much of that pool that they have, and that lets them know how much they get. But there is no pyramid. There's no levels. There's no referral program. There's no anything to be any sort of MLM or multi-level marketing. There's no comparison. So if they're saying if it's a Ponzi or a pyramid, they have no understanding of it whatsoever. They're just simply dismissing it. They're dismissing it, and they're being cognitively dissident on the new information that we're presenting in front of them, and they're not able to accept it. They just can't accept it.
And we can treat that like a phase, you know, and be empathic to those people as long as we don't let them bring us down or let them lead people down the wrong path, right? There are people who understand HEX and people who will understand HEX, right? And so those are the two types of people that we're going to deal with. And Amy asked a great question in the comments. She said that she's new and she doesn't know how any of this works and is interested in buying HEX. And so I recommended that she go to ask questions about how to buy and get customer support at t.me/hexcrypto, because Amy and others.
That's a lot of people yakking in there, so I don't know that that's necessarily customer support.
So the second resource that I'll share, but that's if you need help. The second resource is Taylor Kennedy's Medium blog, which I've just linked to. It's great because Taylor has written a guide, how to buy HEX in 3 easy steps. He also wrote a guide, how to stake HEX in 3 easy steps. And so you'll find those and other amazing articles there that'll help you understand what HEX is and how to buy it.
We'll explain HEX in the most simplest terms, okay? HEX is like Bitcoin, all right? Except for the difference is, in Bitcoin, when you run the code, you have to have miners and hardware and stuff to run the code, right? And those miners get paid. They get paid for running the code. There's an inflation in the system. It gets paid to the miners and distributed to the miners based on their hash rate. And HEX, the hash rate is the shares. So instead of paying for hardware, all you're doing is you're staking your coins. You're making a commitment over time. And because you made that commitment, you're in the share pool. And those shares tell you how much of the reward you get. And it's distributed to stakers instead of miners, okay? The difference being that miners actually have to sell the coins on the open market in order to pay for their power bills, and HEX has no overhead. There's no overhead. You stake it once, you make your transaction, and then you unstake it and you make your transaction and you mint your coins at that point.
And Johnny, you can actually leave liquid HEX, right? Like staking is not a necessity. That's something.
No, staking is absolutely optional, but that is how you earn HEX on your HEX. And it's the only system in which you do not have to use some kind of centralized platform that may have an off switch, right? They can flip it off. HEX has multiple front ends that you can go on to. So there is no centralized website. There's no off switch. These other things that are lending platforms, when you see the word lending platform, be cautious, because that means it's a centralized entity that can flip that kill switch on you, right? You are in control of your keys at all time. Only you can run the code. Only you can mint your coins. And that's it. It's totally separate and modular from each individual. Their share rate is completely modular from everybody else in the system. How big your position is has nothing to do with anybody else's position. You're going to earn according to how much you put into the pool. That's it.
Now, does this, for all of you guys, has this staking of HEX you know, I'm asking a rhetorical question for everybody that's here that knows our show, but you know, for anybody that's new, has staking HEX provided you with any opportunity outside of money? You know, is there any return other than money in staking something out for 5,555 days? Are you guys starting to take care of yourselves better? Are you thinking of the world differently? You know, are you helping other people more?
Yes.
I'm spending an awful lot of time trying to tell people not to be stupid and get in on this. I come out and I whack a mole every now and then. You know, we got these people that are trolls. It's whack a troll time, right? We've got these people that are spreading false information. I would not even be in or on camera now if it weren't for all the misinformation. But you know, the former influencers have really created this, right? They've created a situation where they've created a narrative, and we have to come out and smash that narrative. You know, you got your average people coming out of nowhere and saying, that ain't right. And this is like the first time in their reality. They don't know what to do with it, man. You say something bad about HEX, you know, 50 hexagons come up with information. Information that actually makes sense, indisputable fact, and now they have to be held accountable.
And they never have a rebuttal, right? They never have a rebuttal once we give them all that information. I haven't seen any good rebuttal once.
Correct.
12 months, no rebuttals. 12 months, not a single one of these people who's saying pyramid, Ponzi, they can't even, they've got no, they don't even know what they're talking about. They're using words. It's like, there
are people who understand HEX and people who will understand HEX.
So they'll understand when it's $100 and they miss the boat big time. That's how dense, you know, they are. The problem we have, and the only reason HEX is as low as it is, the price it is, it's so much lower. I mean, name a coin in the top 10 that deserves to have a bigger price, you know, than HEX. And I'm, you know, skip Bitcoin, Ethereum. Name another coin that deserves or has a better functionality than HEX in the top 10. Why does it deserve a bigger price?
It's not there.
Is it more valuable?
Yeah, there's only, I think, you know, I'm not sure it was right where we are right now, but we just hit number 5, right? So there was only 2 coins left to get to that.
Well, then we got XRP, right? And XRP went up to $3.20 and it crashed down, right? So XRP is the bank coin, right? They're going to bring in all these banks, right? Don't wait for the banks. Be the bank. When you're HEX, you are the bank. You are running your own little press, making your own little coins off of the coins that you have in the ecosystem. You don't have to wait for the banks.
There's a point that somebody made here in the comments that I think is it's a good point to respond to. So somebody said that they pleaded with their friend to buy HEX, but that person responded that there's no volume in HEX. So let me just explain a little bit about volume. So volume is one of these things, the centralized exchanges that make the most money by having you give them your crypto so that they can do things with it. They can lend it out to people and make money. They can margin trade. They can do all these things to put your crypto at risk, and they profit off you. And they've been making so much money, but not just from fees, but by doing these risky things with your crypto that they, you know, they're the ones who say we've got all the volume, and they create fake volume, right? And
there's your key. There's your key. Fake volume is why. Fake volume is why coins are higher in price than HEX. And HEX is completely organic.
Why do you need volume when you're dealing with a store of value? You do one thing, you lock your HEX, right? You buy it and you lock it. You don't need to trade it back and forth. The game is changing, right? Like I was practicing buying low and selling high in the beginning of HEX, but I'm going to stop practicing that because the game changes, right? And that's something, that's another point is like, you know, just because I got lucky in HEX, you know, I don't need more luck. Like Hex is a finished product.
Have you seen my account?
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin it for myself by pushing my luck whenever I'm already the luckiest person in crypto, because I heard about Hex, I listened to Richard, I started understanding, and I continue to understand. And so one of the things that Joe said about Hex changing his life, changing my life, and changing the lives of so many people, it's because based on the game theory and based on human psychology, we have to understand that sending money to our future selves incentivizes us to take better care of ourselves than we otherwise would, because we want to live to enjoy the reward. We want to not only have a longer lifespan, but a longer health span, the time when we're healthy and we're able to enjoy our relationships. There's something called sudden wealth syndrome with the people in the lottery get, but it doesn't look like people in Hex have to get this. They're going to get a sudden health syndrome, and it's a different version because basically Hex gives you something to do, build community. Hex gives you a chance to onboard other people and to allow them to save for their future, so you don't have to leave people behind. It's not where one person wins in Hex like the lottery, and where nobody wins because it just makes you addicted to something that's bad for you. In fact, Hex is doing something different, something that's never been done before, or at least hasn't been done in such a smooth, trustless way. There have been ways to earn interest if you hand over your money to a bank before. That doesn't exist now. There have been ways to save for the future before, but not like this. This is something special, and this is something that I hope that you'll be able to share with people, and to make it into something that's more than money, because programmable money is really going to be an opportunity for us to program ourselves to be healthier, and then to share that knowledge and share that wealth, which is going to go beyond just what you can buy. It's going to be the community that is priceless. And
I agree. I know how I feel just off of what I've done and my stakes in the future. And then I know how it's helped other people around me. One, that didn't believe in the internet, or two, that something like this actually works. And then it's just like a huge awakening. And who knows what happens in the future. I very well might not be around in 5 years. Real life happens at some point. But already having a will in place, already having, your power of attorney, have all that done. So if something like this does happen, you take care of somebody's kids who's helped you out. At the moment, I have nobody to give anything to besides my step families, my stepbrother's children at the moment. And, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to do, they just don't know a non-biological guy, might help them out. Or same to you guys as well in the HEX community. You guys have done so much for, I'd like to say, all of us, especially during this COVID time. I didn't really have too many people to talk to, and having the community on Twitter helped me out quite a lot. I probably wouldn't have admitted it back then, but it is true. You feel a lot better when you take care of yourself, in the future.
There was a perfect storm with HEX in general. It was a perfect storm. We started during this pandemic sort of thing, and with Uniswap appearing when it did, well, it was around, but we made it popular, and it gave us a way to really expand, and it got a lot of people to take control of their own keys. The pandemic thing and the communication and the people reaching out and making connections, and you have to be at least this smart, to catch on to HEX. That's really something interesting to think about. You have to be, you have to be at least this smart. It's like, that measuring stick. You got to be at least this tall to go on this ride. Literally, people have to be this amount smart to get on the HEX train, right? And which is funny because we've got a lot of idiots running around calling us the idiots yet we interact, we have intellectual conversations. We've got people from different professional fields, and it's hilarious. We've got engineers, we've got psychologists, we've got 2 psychologists, and I don't know, Joe, are you in psychology as well? I know you're.
No, I went to school for business. No.
So another business guy. We got a business guy. We got 2 psychologists. We've got engineers. We've got product development people. We have, just it's just fascinating how many different types of people we have that are very bright people. And I mean, your occupation doesn't always dictate whether or not you're an intelligent person, right? But you do have to be able to see past the smoke and mirrors to really start to wrap your brain around HEX. And I think that has been very significant. And for me, I'm drawn to this community. Most of the crypto people I would not want to have a conversation with, because they're just in their own little world, right? They don't have anything to offer, really. And when I see you guys and engage with you guys, it makes me laugh, and there's always something witty. There's always something intelligent, intellectually stimulating, something that's going on in the space. Someone's got a wisecrack that only we know. It's almost like we've got code sometimes when we talk. It's communicating on a whole different type of level, and I think that's really fascinating, and that's why I keep coming back for more punishment.
Yeah.
I know during COVID, I came in to HEX late. So I believe Nardo started around when I did, Maddie, and I came out at the same time into the HEX community, showed our faces. So I feel like the 3 of us all came out and showed our faces at the same time. But Johnny, you were, very influential and helpful to me at a very difficult time in my life with being on Discord Syndicate. I mean, before I knew who anybody's name was, I knew that's Johnny. Like he's funny. He's gonna say something funny. Like I can't wait till he talks. And I mean, I just want to really again thank you, and especially RG and Discord Syndicate and Hexologist. I mean, without you group of guys, the 3 of us wouldn't. I think I could speak for us all. We wouldn't be sitting here. It was your charisma, your intellect. That
I'm like, I guess that depends on who you ask, right?
I think everybody agrees with me regarding you, Johnny. I see the love that you get, and it's a pleasure being on with you. And it's incredible to have this community still growing with, like you said, everybody brings something to the table. We're all from a different expertise, and it's unbelievable. I've never experienced anything like the Hexagon community in my life. I'm building lifelong friends. Like Maddie said, we become best friends, and we talk all the time. And all we had in common to start was a love of HEX and a love of Richard Hart. And now we're planning what we're going to do with our day every day based off of each other. We're working with each other regarding schedules. I see if people are going on, I'll try not to stream at the same time. It's pretty difficult with everybody trying to figure this race out. But there's like a real good gentleman.
Are all about one coin.
Right.
I mean, even Bitcoin guys, they don't have this kind of level of engagement in any sort of capacity either way. They also don't have the content, the topic, nor do they talk about things that they can do for others or helping people along the way. And part of the process is the fact that there's that education process. Thank you, Joe, by the way. I don't want to bypass that. I appreciate the kind words, and my whole purpose for coming out is to inspire other people to create. If there's anything witty or comical that I do, you are welcome to use that for material, and that is kind of why I put it out there. I'm generally a behind the scenes guy, so I like to encourage others or plant seeds and allow them to grow and allow other people to benefit from them. I'm not really interested in being the guy that is in front of the camera. I like to be the guy that's behind the camera making things happen, right? So that's where I'm most comfortable. So, but I do occasionally like to act up, and some things do just trigger me, and I just got to come in and make fun of what has happened. I think, with all the attacks and stuff that we got that were completely unfounded, it just required somebody to really look at them and just go, duh. What are you guys talking about? Where's what brain are you guys thinking with? You know, it's like someone needs to smack these guys and have them to wake up, because there has never in the history of crypto been a community like this, and it grows every single day.
Yes.
I've never seen one.
No, it's absolutely insane. I mean, the level of intelligence, the fact that we were able to have those quick wit jokes, and I mean, we can like say certain phrases and stuff, and we're just totally talking around everybody else. They have no idea, you know. they don't know what that joke is. Somebody thought it would be funny, and they ran that bunga bunga, you know, the Colt commercial on YouTube, and I'm like, oh my God, what a waste of money. The only people that actually understand that are Hexicans. That's money spent that can be used for like pushing one of the whiteboard demonstrations or something that actually cover what Hex really is in a way that people can understand. But we are so full of jokes that we spend a lot of time just talking around people, and they're like, what are they talking about? But I mean, I guess that stirs interest too, right? Because people, what is going on? Something's going. I don't understand, right? But you have to be curious. If you're not a curious person, if you're just, you know, a steady Eddie person, we're not going to reach you, because we're always dancing around these topics that are not very direct. And it's, I don't know. I think our approach, if we're going to spend money, it shouldn't be on a bunga commercial, even though it was funny and even though it was cool. But you know, we can go watch it anytime we want and laugh at it. But people aren't going to get that. Not yet. Not yet. We have to make it clear and concise so that it's easily digestible by anybody, you know?
And when we talk about community, you guys, the people have been dropping ninja guineas like crazy and stuff. Thank you guys so much for that. And it just shows, like, you know, whenever you're talking about something and people make these great donations, I mean, they're doing it at that moment, I think, because they really appreciate what's being said. And so that's a sure sign. So thank you to Hex Outlaw, Hex Toshi, Toby One, Ski Cat. You guys are all really awesome, and
Valiant Brand also is throwing around some diamonds.
Valiant Brand, everybody donating lemons, diamonds, ice cream.
Do we have any stuff in the chat?
Any what?
We have in the chat as far as questions or anything, or
so
just everything? Zucchinis flying everywhere.
No, the chats are we're busy tonight. It's hard to keep up between the feed and then.
Yeah, people didn't say it. There was no comment along with it. Because they didn't want to take away from what you guys have been saying about community. You know, I assume it's
even the people that haven't got on camera yet probably will do so at some point. I mean, and they do. Even the ones that don't, they are following on Twitter, and they are following our comments. They are supporting us. They are encouraging my bad behavior. You know, I mean, they're there rooting you on the whole time, right? I don't think I've had such a cheering squad ever to you know, just promote and push me. Hexo's been pushing me and telling me I need to create my own stream. I did. But I'm not really trying to go for production value. It's just a place where I can go and rant for longer periods of time, so I'm not invading anybody else's time. So you guys haven't noticed that. I don't want to take over your show. I'm trying to pull back and stay quiet, so that everybody else can have a shot. I mean, sometimes I feel like I kind of have to be in my own little space because I don't want to wreck it for anybody else. Because you're all smart people, and sometimes you've got to, you know, to be smart. Sometimes you got to know when to shut up. And, you know, let other people express their things. And that's how you learn. You don't learn from talking, right? You learn from listening. And, you know, most of the influencers, they're not learners, man. They're talkers. That's what they do.
True.
There was one question, Johnny, and, you know, for everybody, Nardo, Maddie, that I saw from a while back that was pretty interesting to discuss.
Win Saturn?
No, when you're planning your stakes and you're looking at the charts to see when all the end stakes are, and you see a big glacier forming, a big mountain of a volume coming out, liquidity going to empty that day. would you be planning your end stake before that or after that if you have the choice? How do you guys feel about that?
So that's a double-edged blade. that goes back to the front running equation. So if you front run because you are predicting that person's going to sell, but if that person doesn't sell, then that share rate goes way the hell up and you have unstaked, and now to buy your shares back, you're screwed, right? So in all actuality, when I was talking about HEX being modular, you have to make your own plan and you have to stick with your own plan. And it really doesn't matter what anyone else does, because you can make a prediction on what they're going to do and, you know, and be completely wrong, right? Richard was predicting that he's like, watch this guy come off of this 200 million HEX and he's going to sell it. And then he staked it out for 15 years. He's like, what? He didn't see that coming, right? And
yeah,
if Richard didn't see it coming,
Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Johnny, right?
Yeah. He had 250,000 or 250 million HEX because he claimed all that Bitcoin, and then he took it. When it came due, he restaked it for 15 years. Nobody saw that coming, right? And people have been giving me grief about saying that these Bitcoin guys are going to be watching their HEX this whole year and watching it outperform their Bitcoin, and they're going to take some of their Bitcoin and they're going to allocate it into HEX, because it's no different than having two bank accounts and going, this bank account is paying me more, I'm going to allocate some funds over there. Everybody's griefing me on that. Oh, these Bitcoin guys, they're not going to give up their Bitcoin. Bullshit. Bullshit. It's going to happen. They're going to see where they're making more money, and they're going to allocate some funds over there. And that's why I'm not concerned about these 2 cent, 3 cent prices. I'm not concerned about this little piddly shit. It hasn't kicked in yet. It hasn't kicked in yet. We're just getting to the point. People who have pre-claimed that throughout the whole entire year. Most of them are still a year out. Most of those last minute claims, there's like a 1% of that 3% that collected is still like a year out. So this year, you know, for year one was all about positioning. Year two is the realization. Year three is when the game really starts rolling. Okay.
It hits the floor.
Which is
I
why.
have a related question.
Go ahead, man.
Okay. Go.
So, so part of this idea, so we know that longer pays better, and we know that it's unpredictable to know when people are going to buy in, right, with USD. So that's why we don't know what the USD price is going to be in the future, but we know what the share price is going to be, and it's only going to go up. So my question has to do with what percentage of people who are staked on Big Payday do you predict will end early at a given point?
When the price
I'm laughing about this one because there are a lot of people that still don't know that they nuke their Big Payday if they don't finish their term, right?
I know.
They're going to nuke their entire Big Payday. All that money that everybody was complaining about, that they say, well, I didn't get. Well, guess what? If you're still staked and these people that got theirs, they get mad and guess what? It's coming. It's just coming a little later. The game is delayed gratification, right? I do think that a price pump to 10 cents right now, you'd see emergency unstakes popping off like a son of a gun. These people would just be basically paying the stakers so much money. You wouldn't want to sell your HEX for 10 cents right now, because these stakers that unstake are thinking that they're going to get out with this big price jump, are going to just, you know that lemon party that happened in Hexo Stream? That's what happens when the price pumps up and these guys that are short-term thinkers are thinking that they're going to get this big return, right? So the game is going to change significantly. The positioning is going to change significantly, and it's all a psychological thing. And that's why, like, my positions, anything significant is not coming out for at least 2 years. Okay? At least 2 years. There is no reason to move any positions for the next 2 to 3 years, really. If you want to take a little money out here and there, that's great. But as far as a significant movement, you guys can do what you want, but I ain't doing it. I see all the potential here in the first 3 years of just stupidity happening.
I think 30 to 50% of people are going to end early. I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to be way more than anybody like imagine.
At least 50%. At least 50%. Because nothing has been designed like this, right? Nothing has ever been designed where you actually held accountable for the terms that you set. You know, people do not make 5-year commitments to themselves. They'll buy a car, but they will not make a 5-year of paying themselves.
They'll make debts for that long.
They'll make debts.
They won't make savings plans for that long.
So it's really difficult to say because you literally have to change your way of thinking. You have to reprogram yourself into positive behaviors after the debt system has programmed us for negative behaviors. The debt system has programmed us to buy now, pay later. Count your money before you have it, right? So your programming automatically counts money before you have it. So if you're watching your HEX account every day and you're watching that ticker go up, you're counting your money before you have it. That's not realized profits yet. It's only realized when you pull that trigger, right? And if you got your finger over that candy-like button, that's fine. You know, the sticker is happy to claim your money, but you're going to cut yourself short. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. A good comparison, Maddie, would probably be, you could probably compare it to the lottery and see how many people took the one-time payout versus taking the monetization over time. It's almost like 90% of people will take that one lump sum, even though it's significantly less than the amount of the full payout.
Yeah, because the purchasing power devalues over time. And why would somebody still take that 20-year payout is because because they don't trust themselves. That's the only reason you would take less money. Other than taking it and investing it up front. You could possibly live off the interest, but you could also screw it up because it's not trustless and because it doesn't lock in. And that's why Nate J's testimony is so fascinating, because he has a relative who did win a multi-million-dollar lottery and did spend it too quickly and not really end up better off for it. And look at Nate. He is better off. Like, he's still, he's a shining example of what HEX can do. Even when you win like a lottery style thing in HEX, it's got a completely different psychology that goes along with it. Crypty staked $2 million for 15 years.
Yeah, you have to cut yourself off from the lump sum mentality. You know, the lottery mentality. You have to cut yourself off of that I need to have it tangible and I need to have it now mentality. You need to have to say, I'm going to make myself a steady income in the future, right? So then I don't have to work so hard. It's more the Dave Ramsey style, right? Live like no one else, so later you can live like no one else. You save, you invest, you kind of, But I mean, that's just it. If most people, if they're given a large sum of money, they screw up. So if you cash out all your HEX, you are screwing up, right?
Yeah.
HEX is a never out. Crypto is wait till the price pumps, sell, buy back lower. HEX is you're never out. If you're out, you lose your ability to produce, and then you're done. I mean, once you're out, you are not getting back in. Once you cash out, that share rate is going up. You will never have the same amount of shares without adding to it. Okay?
Yeah.
You're not getting those shares back. Here's something fun for you. 1 million HEX at a penny is $10,000. When HEX goes up to 3 cents, 1 million HEX is now equivalent to a Bitcoin. So for every million HEX you've got, you now have a Bitcoin.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow.
And it only took a year, right?
Yeah.
So if you would have bought Bitcoin at $3,000, whatever, $3,300, right? That could have literally bought you because it was down to one Satoshi, that could have literally bought you, one Bitcoin could have literally bought you 100 million HEX at one Satoshi. One Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshis, one Satoshi a piece. That $3,000 could have bought you 100 million HEX. That 100 million HEX today at 1 cent is worth how much?
$1 million, right?
10 million, I believe. Isn't it?
10.
10 million? No, 100 million divided by a penny.
10 million HEX at a penny. Yes, $1 million. You'd have $1 million if you would have put one Bitcoin in when it was 1 sat. When Tone Base was laughing that HEX was 1 sat and it wasn't worth anything and it was worthless. And in fact, at one point, it actually
went
dropped
lower. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that was like on Christmas Eve or a couple days before that even. And how incredible. And that, remember, that's when Bitcoin was cheaper too. So
$3,400 or so you could have bought it for. So you could have took you could have gotten 3 Bitcoin for the cost of 1 million HEX today.
Yeah. Insane.
So you know how crazy what you're saying is,
right? It's reversed. 3 million HEX and that 3 million HEX at today's price to get you 1 Bitcoin, but it was reversed, right? So 3 Bitcoin would have gotten you the.
When you first said that, Johnny, I felt like, man, I missed it. I wish I could go back and do that. But here's the thing, like the way that I believe and where HEX is going, we could have this same conversation a year from now about today and be absolutely blown away by the math.
Yeah.
You know?
We will.
Check out the conference. The HEX Germany is going to do a presentation that'll blow your mind about why actually modeling if you stake longer versus somebody who stakes short and keeps repeating. They want to stay in the system, but they didn't plan ahead. And that's, I mean, Abit and Hex Lion said even though they're OGs, even though they're content creators, they said it changed their behavior, and now they don't do stakes that are less than Quattro Cinco, less than 15.2 years. And
well,
so,
I'm not as young as them. I have to.
Very true, very true. It's each his own. And so these are amazing questions and amazing answers. Thanks to the audience and to the other people on the panel. I wanted to see if it would be okay for us to, I wanted to show that out of context HEX video, but then I just realized that there's a copyright song in there. So we can link to it here in the comments and make sure that everybody sees that individually so it gets the view count up. How about that?
Oh, that's a great clip.
No,
Maddie, just want to thank everybody again real quick. Hex Toshi, dropping so many ninja guineas.
Wow,
I can't even keep up with it. So thank you guys. We really appreciate what you thank you for what all you do, Maddie and Joe from Hex Outlaw and all of us Hexicans. You know, thank you guys. That's very generous of you. We really appreciate you guys being here with us tonight.
Thank you.
Now back to the show.
Back to the show. So what I was just going to say is what we have is progressive interest. It's not really compound interest. It's more like progressive interest. And why do I say progressive instead of compounding? Compounding is when you remove a stake and its interest, and then you restake it, right? With its interest added on. And then you compound because you're gaining interest on your interest plus your principal. And now you're gaining new interest on top of that. So that's compound interest. That's interesting. But now we're talking about progressive interest. What does that mean? That means you're getting today's prices later. Okay? So this changes the game feature. That's what the share rate is the fact that it is progressive interest. It is beyond compound interest. So if you try to restake and stake, you always lose shares.
Yes.
Okay? So even though you're still making compound interest, it's not as efficient as the progressive interest. So, and beyond that, it's the other moving parts, right? You get more shares, so therefore you get more per day payout because you have more shares. But that per day payout is also progressive, and those end stakes, you get a bigger portion of those on top of that. So the only word I could really come up with is progressive interest because of all the different moving parts. But it isn't compound interest. So when we say it's compound interest, that's not really true, because compound interest is actually weaker than this new design that Richard has come up with is. I don't know what word he wants to use for that, but it is something new and unique and exclusive to HEX.
And
That's
I think Dev
very
Kyle
well put.
I think Dev Kyle is going to speak to that. His at the conference, his schedule is super crazy right now, so he's figuring out how much he can participate. But we're going to make sure that he'll be able to explain, because it was he and Richard who came up with the T-share system, with the share system, and as I understand it, I can say, but they're the ones who programmed it, and so they understand it the best. I believe that it's basically computationally more elegant than making you burn a bunch of gas to compute compound interest, when instead you could have this reverse system where you get your shares up front, and then you're not getting more shares as you go along, but the system is inflating to pay you as if you were earning compound interest. So the interest in HEX is simple interest, and it doesn't your shares don't get interest, but that's to make sure that that you can still have this exponential growth, and but that longer always pays better. So that it all works out the same in the end, I believe, as compound.
No, but it doesn't. But it doesn't, because that's what Alan's gonna do his demo on, was because they thought if you restaked that you could compound and you would.
Yeah. There's no action required to have that.
Right, you are incentivized.
Share of the interest.
You're getting a better deal, and you're incentivized to get today's prices all the way through, instead of trying to rebuy, because every time you rebuy, you lose positioning. So the design, that's why it's progressed. So like at any point, if you plan on running this for a long period of time, it doesn't matter what the HEX current price is. It doesn't matter, because you are not going to get a better share rate or amount of shares. All right. Share price is going to go up, and it's going to go up so beyond. I mean, we're undervalued. That's how you can really tell a coin is undervalued, because the cost of the share now. It costs you a whole lot of money just to get those 6 HEX per day now.
Yeah.
It didn't cost that much. At one point in time, you could get a T-share for 61 cents. You want to talk about exponential growth, $180 for one T-share now? People don't see this. And if you gave up your position way back and you had a T-share for 61 cents, how stupid do you feel?
Yes. Very, very, very stupid.
Very stupid.
And a month ago, you could have had a T-share for $50. Now you got to pay $180 for it. Ooh.
So
that's how quick it changes. That's how quick it changes. We're just now getting it because it accelerates, right?
Yes.
We started off so slow. The acceleration is just starting to pick up. When that acceleration goes off, that's why I've been on everybody. That's why I've given people the moon math now, where I wouldn't do it before. I'm on people now because you see the acceleration picking up and the share rate, the share price, I should say, not share rate, share price. You see that acceleration picking up, and when it picks up, it's gone. It's out of here. You're going to be like, oh, I could have got a whole T-share for $180. Well, crap. Now it's $1,000, and it can go that quick, just in the multiples, right? So how much? What is it a T-share now? Right, 16,500 or something,
approximately. Yeah.
And 3 to 6 months, it will be at that 30,000 level that we thought. Okay. Now you're multiplying the cost of that 30,000 times the current price of HEX. So if the HEX goes up to 3 cents and the share price goes up, that's $900 for one T share. A predicted price of a T share 3 to 6 months from now could easily be $900 for one T share. So if you're complaining about getting one T share for $180 now, you got problems, because it's going to be $900 later.
It sounds like 1 ETH, yeah, to 1 T share.
1 ETH to 1 T share, yes. And looking into crypto and Litecoin, they did some different math on it. I didn't actually catch it, but we were talking about the same thing. I didn't get their version. I'm sure they actually have like futuristic predictions and stuff. I didn't have time to catch it, but I've been seeing this develop the whole time. So I've been like, can't you see it? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
But you can't make people see it until it happens. And once it happens, it's too late, right?
Yeah.
But it's just math. It's just math. That's all it is.
And I think the T-share rate, I mean, on go.hex.com, it closed right when we had that huge pump, and so it closed the day at like $290. It's right there next to 300 for the closing price in USD for a T-share. One of the ways that I think about T-shares, remember, is so, you know, the T-share goes to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you only have 15 years to live. I'm sorry. And that's the maximum amount of time, right? Because all T-shares die, and then the person gets to either buy back in at the new rate, which is exponentially higher, or they can cash out and lose the game and miss out on all of the next gains that happen in the system. And so, so when I decide how long I want to stake, now that I have my ladder set up and I know that I'm going to be just fine every year, every 6 months, now I think to myself, well, you know, how long do I want this T-share to be getting this insanely high interest rate and this huge share of the interest? Do I want this T-share that's being born today to die in 5 years, or do I want it to live its full life for a full 5,555 days?
Give them a life.
Live long and prosper. So
we are going to be crying so bad in 3 years. 3 years, and we're like, oh, look at all my T-shares, and I got to cash them in. Look at all this interest, and then you go to restake your principal, and you go, oh my God, where'd all my T-shares go?
Yeah,
because you can go in with like 100 T-shares and come out with 30 T-shares when you go to restake 3 years from now. That's the reality of it, you know.
Yeah.
Even less possible. 100 T-shares could be way less. It's all a matter of how the system works. What we do know is it will be significantly less. We just don't know the exact numbers yet.
Johnny, I got a question for you, and also I wanted to just say what Look Into Crypto was saying the other night. I believe he said in the year 2035, by his calculations, one T-share would be equivalent to 5 Bitcoin. Now,
I believe that.
I don't know if he's talking about the price of Bitcoin on the day he said it, or if he calculated the price of Bitcoin all the way out there. Either way, that's astronomical growth for HEX. And my question was, when you said that the price of T-shares would potentially go up to 30,000 in 3 to 6 months, can you walk everybody through why that might happen? What's the reason the T-share price could dramatically rise that much that quick?
Well, what we had originally thought was that we were going to have that price point when X amount of people were staked and they were making that larger amount of interest. What has happened, because it hasn't done that yet, is it just got moved out. It just got moved out. Because now the most significant stakes are ending within the big stakes. Everybody's like staked this first couple years, or first year and a half is where their stakes are ending. So if you look at the chart and you pull up the stakes, you'll see what's ending. And then once those are gone, that's what's going to push the price. It's going to be that return on investment that's going to make that share rate climb. We're not getting a lot of it now because the more significant ones are like another 3 months out.
Right, and that's why everyone is predicting, and I've seen the chart myself, when you look out at March, right? March is going to be a volatile month for HEX. You know, is it going to get restaked? Is it going to be sold? Because that seems to be.
But when they unstake and they look at what T-shares they have to get back, what are they going to do? Because they're going to realize that literally, do I want to give up my T-shares? Because at that point, when they come undone, we don't know whether they're going to restake or not, or if they're going to sell it. If they actually are paying attention, they're going to be kicking themselves because they have just boosted that share rate so much. They're never getting a position that they had. Short-term thinking gets wiped out every time in HEX, and nothing has ever been like that, right? Crypto encourages short-term behavior. HEX is going to make you pay for short-term behavior. You're going to think you won because of the price pump, but in the end, you're gonna lose. You are not going to get what the people that are really committed to the project are, and that's why there's so many of us that are staked way the hell out there, because we're not falling for this. We know what's happening, you know.
I think what people are going to learn from all of us over this first year, you know, going into the second year and definitely by the third year, is new people, I believe, you know, to give it up to my brother Matty, throw a prediction out there, right, is I think that new people are going to enter this space and then look at the Cuatro Cinco stake as their first stake and then repeat that pattern all the time. So if you're able to, you know, if you're at a young enough age where you're able to look out 15 years, I believe that that's when the ladders will start to be built. Is from year 15 out, and then every time they dollar cost in, another Cuatro Cinco stake, another one, because there's so much information that's coming out. Like Matty said, with Crypto Sparbuck, you know, doing that research with everything that we've all learned, watching. You know, that's my Matty Allen style prediction for the future there.
Ah, nice.
Naruto.
Yo.
Nardo.
I think large companies at some point are going to be coming in to secure their funds. I think the economies have all changed. You know, I just think it's a matter of time.
I think that I think that we're going to have large money come in because they're going to see what has happened, and you really have to understand that HEX is grassroots, organic.
Yes.
The reason we don't have the volume is because we are organic. You can't hide and make fake volume on Uniswap, right? And the transactions we're buying it and we're locking it up. So we're not playing that volume game. The metrics that they used and devised to analyze crypto really don't apply to HEX too much. By design, it's going to throttle the market cap. In fact, I was laughing about it hitting number 5 because before I even started this video, I told somebody, he said something about, when do we get in the top 5? I said, it might be sooner than you think. And then while we're on stream, it hit. I'm like, who would have predicted that? So, you know, it's by design.
Couldn't even get the words out. It was already there. by design, it's designed to beat that market cap metric, because market cap is just a superficial invention to say our coin's the best. It fits this model, right? And they're going to have to come up with a completely new metric because that one's about to get nuked. Just based on the inflation rate that HEX has, right? Just the inflation of the supply multiplied by the existing price, as that does in continuation and stakes come off, it automatically moves up the ladder. All it has to do is stay stable in order to do that, right? Yeah.
So design, it beats market cap. Caps are simply a limitation that we place, you know, a mental limitation, right? These people are saying, "Oh, I'd never beat that." You know, they have no idea what they're talking about. Just because something has never been done doesn't mean it can't be done. And when you're in innovation, you should accept the fact that new things can be invented and surpass the old, right? I'm talking on my phone right now, like Dick Tracy. You know, that whole old thing. They had that in the 1950s where they looked at their watch and they were talking and having a visual conversation. people back then said that's fantasy. It had never happened. Look at Star Trek. Star Trek is outdated now. The only thing we're missing is the transporters, the replicators, and the holodecks. And actually, we kind of sort of have the holodecks to a certain extent. But, you know, we are missing very little. Our tablets hold more information than the tablets that they have on Star Trek because they had a different tablet for every different task, right? So we're actually surpassing the technology that we've already thought of. So for someone to say there's a limit, they're not very imaginative, are they? So that's why HEX draws the imaginative and creative people, because we can see beyond these little limited, minded thoughts, right? There's a quote, I forget the guy's name. The quote is that talent reaches heights no one else can reach. Genius reaches heights no one else can see. And that's what we have here. We are at something no one else can see until they do. Once they do, it's game over for everything else.
And if you if you want to blow somebody's mind while we're on the topic of market cap, remember, if your HEX is staked, it's not in the market cap.
Not even in the market cap, no. So as it comes off, it pumps the market cap. Every time a stake ends, it pumps the market cap, right? And then when they burn it, then it goes off the market cap. So that's why they can't keep track of our metrics, right?
Yeah, you've got in your staker app, you've got like how much everything's worth, and then maybe in like another app or on a chart, you've got like the market cap, right? And like those two things are pretty much opposites of each other. Like the more people who stake, then the market cap goes down. So really the market cap being in the top 5, that's just the HEX. They can't decide what to do. And all the HEX is actually earning interest and like is staked, all like the smart money isn't even counted in the market cap.
Right. The smart money is not inclusive into the market cap.
Well, I'm glad
money is the money that's out of circulation. So guys, we are running 909.
Is Discourse on now? Are they? When do they go?
I think they're going on in an hour and 45 minutes, but I believe that Funding Jim is trying to go on pretty soon. I think he was going to go on earlier, so I believe he's going to go on in about 5 minutes. So if we want to wrap it up, in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's keep it going until another Hexagon starts their stream, and that way we'll be able to hand off the audience. And we got 134 people here.
I'll let them know, Maddie.
Love HEX so much. Actually, it's probably more like 250 or something because these numbers lie, and that's just on one platform. So we've got hundreds of people here who love HEX so much, and they're celebrating their New Year's Eve with us tonight, and we want to make sure that they can continue watching with everybody who's going to be streaming, and like, how awesome is that?
Beautiful.
Well, I want to say thanks, guys, for having me on. I appreciate all the kind words and everything. I appreciate you guys thinking of me. Nardo, love your posts. I'll keep watching them. We'll keep talking back and forth here on Twitter and stuff. And you guys know where to find me on Twitter. And again, any of my content or anything that makes you laugh, if you want to share it, there's no copyright protection. You may share it. I don't care if you download it and add it into a clip or whatever. It's open source. My material is open source for you guys. I'm trying to get entertainment out of it. That's what I do it for. I want to brighten your days when people are just talking too much smack. I want to give you some positive things to think about, and let you really examine what it is that you're holding. Because quit selling your damn diamonds for marbles. Crazy people, hold those diamonds. Let them grow. Let them grow. So I'm gonna go and let you guys close up because I stole too much of this stream.
Not at all, Johnny. Thank you so much for being here. It was awesome.
Thank
you.
To have
you on. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Take care.
Have a good night.
And now, everybody who's here, it would be great if you can follow Johnny on his channels. He's got a Twitch that I'm dropping here in the comments, and you'll be able to follow him on there and make sure you share the share the love and send tips his way when he goes live. We just love his content, and so there's that channel, and then let's see if we can get his other social media on here so we can share those links too.
Yeah, Johnny, I like what Johnny said the other day. He's not going to directly give you his link. He's going to make you look for him a little bit. So, he's on a bunch of different places. If you search Johnny Chaos, you'll most likely find him. But if you want to throw the link up, Maddie, go ahead too. I thought that was funny when he said that.
Yeah, you got to earn it.
Yeah, people who are watching here, they deserve to be able to follow Johnny Chaos because he's so awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to just take this time, Maddie, if it's okay to promote hexlive.tv a little bit. Just let everybody know that we have the schedule up there for all the live streamers, the recurring live streamers. If you want to check it out, it's hexlive.tv. So you'll see on tonight, we have our show, we have RG3 and Hexo coming up, and then you can just scroll through the days. It has, everybody across the world is adding their schedule to it. I'm going to update it daily. If there's pop-up shows and any of you streamers are watching, you just let me know. Even if it's that day, I'll try to add it. If I can have a day's notice, it'd be even better. And I'm trying to increase the amount of followers I have across channels, everybody. So I'm going to do a promotion through hexlive.tv where we're going to give away 50,000 Hex. And if you follow me across YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and am I forgetting something here? One more. Then you'll get, what is it? YouTube, DLive, Twitter, and Twitch. Periscope, I took the link down. And Periscope's going down in March. So.
Going down with the ship.
Yeah.
The ship's not going down, but.
So if you go to joehexotic.com, that's going to take you to the 4 different links. If you could follow each one of those there. When we reach 500 followers across each platform, then the first person to send a message through hexlive.tv will be the winner of 50,000 Hex. 50,000 Hex today is approximately $500, and it even went up to $1,000 with the all-time high. So if you're looking for a chance to win $500 to $1,000 and help me out, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Very generous.
Now you all can find, and by the way, that is a beautiful website. You are an amazing graphic designer. You're an amazing human. You are killing it, man. And so you having this schedule, I think, is really cool because we need multiple people to be able to promote all the Hex content, right? And we're getting ready to hopefully hand off our stream here to Funding Jim. And I want to shout out to him because he does so much for Hex, and he's done so much for me and for us here on the show. He was out there, shilling our links and shilling links for Hex Cameo. I shouldn't say shilling, like he's promoting us before I even knew about the Hex the Hex Telegram. Like he was posting stuff. You can go back and look. He's been a supporter all along, and he cross promotes, and that's part of what we're doing. Everybody in Hex that's something that works, and that's something that brings our community together. He has created a different style of a calendar, and so I would encourage everybody who is coming up with a show, you're streaming, like do it. That's what we've been doing. We've been getting addicted to streaming and vibing with the community. And I'd recommend go ahead and send your information about when you're going to stream. Send that to Funding Jim. Send it to Joe Hexotic. Send it to everybody who's willing to keep a schedule, because the schedules they're in different formats and they're going to be helpful in multiple ways. And so it's really awesome to see everybody working together and creating ways for us all to stay tuned.
Yeah, and so also on hexlive.tv, you'll be able to follow your favorite streamer on whatever platform that you like. So if you click on the details button, if you're on your mobile phone, on Hexologist, the different links for his YouTube, Twitch, D Live I took off because he's leaving tomorrow. So whatever channel you prefer, you know, I find out where all the different streamers are streaming. You can watch it whichever way you'd like. And so it's a great way to find out some new streamers as well. If you're new to the community and you know Hexologist because he's on every day. If you know Discourse Syndicate, you know they're on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, starting potentially next week. Or no, I'm sorry, in 2 weeks, I think RG said. So Discourse is going to be running from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. I shouldn't say when, but it's either in a week or two, right, Maddie? Probably not next week.
Every day of the week.
Every day.
Starting next year.
Just not Saturday, Sunday, though. Just Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And
Every
so,
day
yeah.
on certain days.
Every day on certain days. And so, you know, if you guys are looking for more content during the day, there's the guys in Australia, Day 43, OG, Unwrecked Pirate, Barely Crafty, and, you know, there's Ryan Lopez is trying to figure something out to add to the stream down in Colombia. We have people from, you know, all over the world that are looking to stream. They're all in different time zones. So ideally, we're going to get to a point where we have, you know, a 24/7 Hex stream going, you know, and you'll be able to find that at hexlive.tv. So if you have any recommendations on how I can make the site better, right now the time zone is only in the Eastern Standard Time. So once we get done with tonight's stream, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to be working on trying to update that to show you in your proper time zone. So I apologize that is what it is, but it's Eastern Standard Time Zone right now. Maddie, we have 11 minutes before Jim goes on, or Gary. He's going to be on at 9:30, not 9:15.
Okay. Does that mean we get to run for another?
Keep it going for another
15?
Yeah.
I'll hand it off.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I one of the things that I wanted to say is that you know, of course, we can value our T-shares. You know, to check the USD price, and remember what that's showing you on the go.hex.com website. That's showing you how much it costs to do to buy a T-share. I think that that is only staked for a day or a year or something. But I value T-shares based on how much they cost if you do the max 5,555. And so it's actually kind of creepy right now. I think the cost of a Quattro Cinco is Quattro Cinco. T-share 5,555 hex right now. If you stake for 5,555 days, buys you one T-share.
Wow.
0.004. So that's another way to look at it. So that's I'm trying to do some Kareem quick maths, right? Like, and this maybe $50, $60, $70 somewhere in there for a 15-year T-share. For one T-share that's 15 years. And when we look at the closing price of a T-share, I believe that's a shorter stake. And of course, it costs. It's going to cost you more hex to buy a T-share that is expiring sooner. So, or you're not going to. Yeah, so you're not going to get as many. So if I stake 5,555 hex for one day, I get 0.334 T-shares.
Ooh.
Right. Ooh, yeah, that's not good. And then I can just buy in the next day and pay a higher price. You know, like why would I do that? So buy now while the price is perfect. The price of a T-share for a 15-year T-share is exactly Quattro Cinco. I mean, what else do you need from the universe?
I don't think a lightning bolt's necessary. I think it's right there.
That is amazing, though. That fits right into the narrative that this is all just falling right into place. What type of a coincidence that is, you know, to have such an important number replicate like that and mean exactly what you just said. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
We'll probably know here a little later.
So if anybody has any questions, we're going to be on for about another 10 minutes. We're going to wait for Jim. Hopefully he'll start on time. But let us know, you know, what you're thinking.
One of the questions earlier that really jumped out at me and I think would make a great discussion. I want to hear from you guys. Somebody asked, when and why do you think the gatekeeping will stop?
I believe that the gatekeeping won't stop until ultimately we make something else that replaces them. And I've noticed that over time of working with some pretty wealthy individuals, they'll go down with the ship. So, you know, if Coinbase doesn't want to acknowledge us, I believe the right path for us is probably do a nonprofit that takes care of all fees, all transactions, and now we just don't need Coinbase at all.
I feel like it's I agree with you 100%, Nardo. I don't even feel gatekept anymore. I feel like we're changing the landscape of everything, that we're a part of a movement that doesn't require the powers that be that were in existence in 2021 to make HEX successful. You know, MetaMask, Uniswap, decentralized exchanges, 1inch. You know, the world going forward, especially with Staker app coming forward with the potential fiat on-ramp, you know, right on your mobile phone. And referrals. So if anybody hasn't heard that yet, there's going to be an opportunity to get, you know, somebody onboarded very easily through fiat with their cell phone. And the word on the street is that the referral program is happening, you know, for sure. So it's just a matter of time.
Can you imagine being able to send somebody the Staker app with your link that has your referral code, and then you'll get a small percentage of what they invest into this revolutionary, addictive thing that we know is HEX, that's going to pay people so much interest and go up so much in price, right? That it's incredible. So it's literally going to sell itself. All you have to do is share the link, and people may even be able to buy with a credit card without worrying or even knowing what Ethereum is. And the gas fees will be like pre-purchased ahead of time using this advanced system where it's not going to be variable. You're not going to have to worry. Right now, people in the chat are getting excited because the gas fees are down compared to how they were, you know, earlier today. And imagine not having to have that level of expertise to be able to onboard so simply and easily. You know, it's coming, right? It's coming to a Staker app near you very soon in 2021, and that's just something that's really incredible to me. And I think that definitely caught other people off guard who hadn't heard that and didn't understand it. Even changes a lot of people's minds about how long term they should be playing the game of HEX. Whenever you know that the gates may cease to exist at some point. You know, we may have a workaround, and all of a sudden, nobody wants inside the gate. Everybody wants to come out. You know, you know, we can't get in, but now everybody wants to come out and be with us outside the gate. Right?
Good point.
Can you talk briefly about setting up the Staker app? Only seed phrase for wallet is needed. Now in Staker app now, you enter your public address, and then you're able to track, and you're able to see what your penalty would be if you emergency end stake, and you're able to see the price wicks and see your class of sea animal. I've got this as the background of my computer because it's so important. You're a silent shell if you don't own any HEX, but otherwise you move up in category based on what percentage of the total T-shares you have. You could be a shy shrimp, a cool crab, an oily octopus, a swift squid, a dabbing dolphin, a super shark, or a winning whale. depending on what percentage you own. And so this kind of gamifies, and my prediction is in the future, it'll be even more virtual reality scorecard, trying to unlock achievements and all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be fun. Like whenever you use the Staker app and you save for the future, and you can actually see, oh, I'm moving up in rank if I own more t-shirts. Oh, t-shirts must be important, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the, I believe the achievements more than anything at the moment. Just to see. I've always been so used to staying in my lane and doing my own thing. I've never compared myself to other people. HEX with the Staker app now, for the first time, I can compare myself, and it's wild. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and thanks to Steph and Firebun for creating it and all the hard work they're doing. Steph left his dream job at Google to create an even bigger dream job for himself. He and Firebun are working together as the heads of this company that they've created. And, you know, you can really tell how forward thinking these guys are and how brilliant they are. And that's why we're feel so lucky that they're going to be participating in the conference that's coming up.
Yeah, just with the profile going down an hour or two ago, whenever that was, I think they had that fixed in under 15 minutes. It was incredible.
I'm wondering if Funding Jim only goes on YouTube, Maddie.
I'm on his YouTube now. Let me refresh it and see if he's on there.
He's supposed to go on in 1 minute, so I don't know if he streams across platforms. I was trying to ask him on Telegram, but I think he's just probably getting prepared right now. So I don't know if we should.
Oh yeah, it says that he's queued up, and so I think so too, that he'll be starting here any minute, and we'll be sending people to his page as soon as he's ready to go. And until then, you know, we'll be. I feel like this is like an intermission or something, but thank you guys so much for watching. We really feel lucky that we got to spend part of our New Year's Eve 2020 with you. This has been an incredible year, and it's been the start of an incredible decade to come. As all people who have proven ourselves by sending money to our future selves, and you know, all being involved in HEX, I think the HEX community, it's not only going to grow, but it's going to stick together. And you know, sure, there's going to be people who come in and just, you know, stake and then don't pay attention for 15 years. But I think the average person is going to really enjoy all the content that's being created, all the characters that come out. Nardo for the win is certainly one person that I've enjoyed watching. And I think no matter what level you're at in HEX, you can always appreciate when somebody is, you know, moving in whatever direction they have. Nardo has his adventures, right? And so, like, I want to go on these adventures. I don't even know what they are. Right?
Yeah.
So that's really something that is going to make the future bright for a lot of people. All the HEX content that's being created. Now, if you're willing and able to follow me across all the work that I'm doing, you'll be able to find it all at allmylinks.com/allin. And so it's on the screen there. It really helps everything when you follow and you like and you comment. As long as the comment is kind, we appreciate that. And where can everybody find YouTube at?
Nardo, go ahead. I tell everybody, and I'll share your Twitter link as you're telling everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say at the moment I've just been on Twitter. I think it's like Nardo228 something, but the name is Nardo's HEX Adventures. And then on YouTube, I'm Nardo1 for the win. was gonna say, not really the big influencer. I'm just gonna post normal stuff that I'm doing. I'll probably lean back on you guys to help me with the sharing of everything that I get into.
Well, I appreciate what you do, Nardo, and just like Johnny said, it's really, you bring an excellent perspective to the community. So, you know, I encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. I love seeing your videos and seeing what you're up to on a day-to-day basis, and you know, keep sharing it. It's great to see. It's great to see you, and thank you for coming on tonight. It was, you know, great to be on with you, and we'll do this again for sure. Looking forward to the conference next week with you also. Everybody can find me at joehexotic.com. And if you could follow me across all the platforms, I'm trying to hit the low numbers so that I can become partners, raid, do all those fun things that are in streaming. So if you're watching now and you have a minute, please hit those follow buttons on joehexotic.com.
Great. I shared the link there, joehexotic.com, and hexchange.io is where you can find the conference brochure at. And again, allmylinks.com/allin will get you to my content. And thanks everybody for watching. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy 2021. And we'll go ahead and post in the comments here so you can jump straight over to funding Jim. He's on YouTube. He's live now. He's an awesome OG member of the community, and you're gonna love his stream. It's titled "Let's Meet Rye Guy," lead marketer behind Hex Toys. And so go ahead and then stick around and watch Discourse Syndicate tonight for your chance to win tons of money, over 3 million hex. It's gonna be a blast. So we'll see you guys in the comments there. And, thanks for watching HexTherapy.live. Until next time, stake wisely, my friends.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you.